Hello, hello. Welcome to episode 54, I want to say. We're talking all about reintegration. Now, I am super passionate about reintegration. This is probably, apart from the main session, this is the most important part. You cannot overlook this. Like, you can't, period. Okay? If I've worked with you, it doesn't happen. So reintegration is the aftermath of going through a energy healing session. So if you've done through a Kundalini session, please have no meetings scheduled straight after. Ideally, no more for the rest of the day, to be honest. You really need to be present in your body, in your energy, and be grounding, because what we've done is we have moved so much energy up through the heart and through the crown out of your body that you now need to be back in your own energy, and you need to now hold yourself in this new level of frequency. And ideally, no shoes on. You can be that hippie walking around with bare feet, depending on where you're living, but no shoes on, feet in the ground, maybe getting into the ocean, getting into a pool, getting into water, getting into a shower if you don't have any ocean or pool accessible, and really being with yourself. So, no distractions. Ideally, keep your phone on flight mode if you can, the first half an hour afterwards, just to be in your body, just to be in your thoughts. Like, that's now a luxury for us right nowadays. Like, that level of presence is intimidating and it is daunting. But you may find, and everyone's reintegration is different and everyone's process is different, that if it's an uncomfortable reintegration and you're like, oh my gosh, this feels so much, I don't know how to handle these feelings or emotions, like a good journal is always helpful. Speaking to a friend that you know that will just hold space for you and listen. Someone that doesn't give you advice, someone that literally like empowers you just to share. Someone that you obviously trust. Just to maybe have like a safe animal around you, just to hug and hold and be around, and just to feel that frequency of love that your heart is now really opening up to a lot more. And ensure you drink a lot of water, because energy takes up so much water. We need to flood the body back with clean water to help detoxify, help remove any blocks, help keep your body running and regulating as normal. Have those grounded foods. So don't go extreme on the diet, but just keep it very clean. So think about all the veggies that grow on the ground, like carrots, sweet potato, potato, like have everything grounded in your body as well. Now, sleep's a big one, okay? Depending on obviously your sleep patterns and whether we've discussed this separately. And bear in mind, like, this is my advice in general, so it depends on one. So please take this with a pinch of salt when it comes to vitamins and dietary advice. But magnesium could become your best friend if you are able to take magnesium at night. So the reason is why is that typically your Kundalini energy may come alive at about 2, 3 in the morning. Because Kundalini likes to come alive at nighttime when our body is relaxed. And so if you take magnesium, you'll have a consistent 4 night sleep. It shouldn't affect that. And we really need you to be resting very well to allow the body to process and come back into a new level of frequency, a new place, and a new not a new you, but back to you, right? Because we're constantly working on unlearning. We're not relearning, we're unlearning. We're unlearning what we were originally here to do. We're coming back to what we were originally meant to be doing and who we originally are. So the aftermath as well, you may find that you say certain things that you'd never say. You speak up in certain situations, you stand your ground, you have more barriers, you really in tune with your body. And that can be a whole different conversation itself. And I will do an episode alone on that because this is purely in reintegration. But also another thing is really try not to drink for 3 days afterwards. We want to keep the body clean. And there's nothing against alcohol. I like a drink now and again. I'm not going to say don't ever touch alcohol again. Each to their own. But just try not to be around alcohol, be around people that are drinking alcohol. It's really important to keep your energy space clean and clear. And we also need to make sure that you have created a bubble, created a shield around you after the Kundalini session so that you start to become aware of your own energy, what is you and what is not you. Because we are surrounded by energy all the time, right? We're surrounded by people all the time. We're constantly absorbing their energy. And sometimes that can be an absolute confliction, whether is that my decision or is that their decision? Like, we don't realize sometimes the things that we're creating in our lives aren't based on what our soul really wants to do, it's based on other people. So I will go through that at the process at the end of a Kundalini session about keeping energy clean within you. And I will also teach you how to keep that within you. I also give you in the morning and the evening energy clearing meditations so that we're continuing that clearness, because after such a session a session, you are going to be very open. Okay, your energy is going to be like beaming, because we're removing all this trapped trauma, all this levels of inauthenticity within yourself. You are going to become like a light beam, so you're potentially going to highlight a lot of darkness on other people. The lighter we can become, the more we attract. So you might find that you attract, like, you're almost like a moth to a flame. In certain situations, you will attract more things. There'll be so many more synchronicities. Always be very intentional with your words. No one's perfect, so you don't worry. You don't need to like be like, oh my god, I need to say this at this time. You just need to be aware of your speaking and your thoughts, because you manifest very quickly after you've done a Kundalini session, because you are clear, and what is meant for you will come to you. And I don't mean you sit on the couch all day and you don't take action. You hopefully by now know that is not my vibe. I'm all about taking action. Super important. But when you speak things out loud, you will find the people, the conversations, the situations will arise, whether they are healthy or unhealthy, they can be very quick to come into your life. And I don't mean this in like a fear mongering, like you don't need to constantly think happy thoughts. Please process your thoughts and hold space for them. That is incredibly important. There is a no spiritual bypassing here. And just speak your truth. If you don't want something, you say you don't want it. If you want it, you claim it. So be really intentional with your words, your thoughts, and feel those feelings that you're experiencing and the situations and the people around you, how they make you feel. Because also after you've done a certain amount of Kundalini sessions or energy sessions, you will realize what you like and what you don't like. And I know that's a really simple thing. You're like, you see, I always love doing this. I do this every Saturday. Like, I go to this gym class every Saturday, as an example. But the more authentic you become, you're like, I actually probably don't want to like destroy my body in boxing every Saturday. Like, my body needs some rest. My body wants some yoga. This is a tiny weird example. I'm just kind of thinking something off the top of my head. But you start to tune into your body and your soul and your highest self, and you make decisions more authentic with you. And the ripple effect in your life transforms to whatever pace you choose to make these moves, but can transform very quickly. That's why it's important to be really intentional when before you sit with this energy, and afterwards how you communicate, how you work with the energy. So hopefully this helps with the reintegration. I'm just thinking if there's anything else that I can share. I mean, the obvious, obviously, if you're staying away from alcohol, please stay away from drugs and psychedelics. Yes. So often, each to their own, but it is a lot of energy that we're moving and processing. And as you probably know, I'm very pro psilocybin. I've spoken about mushrooms a lot in the past, but we're processing energy right now. We need to stay very grounded in the body. So if you are new to taking psychedelics, if you are planning on sitting a plant medicine ceremony, please let me know. The time frames, because it's not a good idea to mix them at all. Your body is going through insane changes and insane shifts. It's just a no. I don't want to film anyone, but right now it's just a no. And a lot of meditation if you're a meditator. If you're not a meditator, a lot of walking if you're a mover like me. You can do walking meditations. And also, depending on how you're feeling and the capacity that you hold, shadow work is a really good thing to do after a Kundalini session. Now, I'm not saying you do it within the first hour of your experiencing afterwards. For me personally, shadow work works really well day 2 to 3 afterwards, because I've kind of come from almost the come down, I guess, of the energy, or I've gone into like a deep cocoon where I've been in my own space and just gone really inwards with myself. I then built up the capacity to hold that frequency within myself and to look at my shadow. So shadow work's a really good time 2 or 3 days after. And like I said, it also depends if you're a woman and you have a cycle every month. really be aware of your cycle and where you're at as well with the reintegration. Sometimes you might find like the thought of shadow work close to your period is like an absolute no-go, like Jesus Christ, the world's about to end already. But if you're feeling super confident, you're maybe in the ovulation phase, you might be like, I can take this on, I'm ready to look more at my shit. This is always a good time to do shadow work. So it's very each to their own. Um, and yeah, hopefully that has helped with reintegration. But like I always say, if you've got any questions, any comments, any experiences, I also work with people that just purely want to go through reintegration. Reintegration is just super important for me. I have learned the hard way that if you don't reintegrate properly, it can absolutely make massive shifts in your life, not for the best. So, and that also, once again, is not a scaremongering. That's me sharing from experience, and I believe that's one of the reasons why I'm in this work. But like I say, Kundalini, the actual on the mat experiencing the energy, is only 8% of the work. The 92% is the aftermath. And we really want to make sure that you're given the best opportunity and the best chances to be in this new energy and to really authentically live the life that you're meant to, free from the trauma and the blocks that you've stored in your body. So thank you so much for listening. I'm sending you so much love. Mwah. Have a beautiful day.